So, where do we find ourselves? We find first of all that there is no reason to believe tarot cards have been created any earlier than the mid-15th century, nor for any purpose other than playing card games. Nor do we have any reason to believe that any ancient belief system is codified within the images. As for divination, we find that in practice much is code reading, while the claims of divining the future either fail to prove true or are simply vacuous. We must now ask ourselves if there is anything that we can and should do with these conclusions. Many people are persuaded that divination with tarot works and seek its aid. Thus these beliefs can have a diverse effect on people's lives. As such, as I've stated earlier, there is a clear moral imperative to counter those beliefs. I suspect that after astrology, tarot may be the most popular form of divination in the English-speaking world today. But it is far more. It has become one of the great icons of the New Age movement and one of the cornerstones of some popular systems of magic. The occult tarot represents a huge target, supported by a whole industry, as well as by the popular media. However, because tarot is so iconic and has become so embedded in New Age and magical beliefs, a successful assault against its position would be a major victory against the irrational influences that seem to endure in modern society. Of course, skeptics have been trying to assault other bastions of nonsense, such as astrology, for many years, and sadly with only modest success. But tarot is different. Its origin provides us with an instrument that could serve as an unexpected and quietly effective weapon. Tarot is a game. So many things have been used for divination, such as tea leaves, coffee grounds, dominoes, and chicken entrails, but these and many others have not endured well in the modern age. People will take astrology seriously today, but why not chicken bones? If we look at those superstitions that most people no longer entertain, we find that they tend to have been based upon something relatively mundane or ordinary, and which, while once enough to inspire awe, just look like fairground hokum to today's audience. When we look at those superstitions that endure, such as tarot and astrology, we find that they involve something a little more exotic, out of the ordinary. If that doesn't come from it being imported from an unfamiliar culture, then it will be something attractive that was or is believed to have been devised for the purpose. Fighting against the success of myth cannot be an easy matter, but it can be done, and tarot's now well-documented history and enduring appeal as a card game can be made to work for this end. The strategy that I would propose is that the occult tarot's opponents take the cards back, reclaim them and transform them in the eyes of the public into that which they always were, tools for play. It is not a strategy that can be won overnight. It is a long game, towards the goal of a generation that grows up seeing tarot as no more mysterious or magical than any pack of Happy Families or Uno. We must first be clear about the cards we're talking about. Tarot cards fall roughly into three types: the traditional designs with Latin suits, the French suited packs, and those occult packs that have been redesigned to actually represent occult beliefs. We have no concern regarding the French suited packs. Those that concern us are only the traditional and the occult packs. The occult packs cannot be directly targeted by our strategy, as we have to accept that their images really do represent the occult philosophies that they were intended to. But we can make an indirect attack, as they are created and sold with the belief that tarot cards do have some occult origin and philosophy that they can tap into. To achieve this end, the games must be introduced into English-speaking society. They must be introduced using the traditional Italian designs. They must be promoted to popularity. There is no money to promote them with advertising, but that isn't necessary to start with. All that is necessary is that everyone who wishes to oppose the occult tarot takes part. We must play the games, play them without preaching. The games stand on their own merit, and we must be seen to play them at every opportunity, be that at a pub, the student bar, a common room, or at a party. This is no great chore and requires no great investment. Thanks to the internet, suitable cards are easily obtained for a reasonable price, and the rules are freely available on a number of websites. The games themselves are thankfully very, very good, which is why they have endured and continue to be popular for nearly 6 centuries. Everyone can do this much, though some can do more, particularly if they work in the media. The more active among you may wish to keep an eye on the media for any uncritical presentation of tarot as occult, or for just fortune-telling, writing letters to program makers or local papers correcting their history. Blogs, free articles, YouTube videos and web pages presenting the history and rules are all useful, but everyone can play the games, and that just might be enough, for if enough of us play them, then we might introduce more people to them, who in turn will introduce others. And if it doesn't work, well, at least you will have enjoyed yourself trying. But if we are lucky, then the games just might catch the eye of commercial players, presenting an opportunity for good business, and if that happens, money will be spent on promotion. If you would like to join in this effort, then you will need to purchase a pack of cards and familiarise yourself with a few of the games. Make sure that you know how to play at least one beginner's game. Make sure that you always use a pack of Latin-suited cards with the Italian trumps. They are our target. Make sure that you know the web address for at least one store for people to buy the cards and one site with the rules. That way, if you introduce someone new to the games, you can jot down these details for them, so that they might get some cards themselves and continue to play. Well, this brings us to the close of this series. Thank you all for your time and giving this your consideration. My regards to all. Filebus.